two very different 7-footers, Paul. Can Dickinson follow Mobley on the perimeter on occasion? Can Dickinson at the other end dominate Mobley inside? Ranked 60th in the ESPN 100, headed to Gonzaga. Missed the layup. There is Ward from inside the arc. He lifts the lid.
I like the way each team comes out, wants to run and push. Sometimes with bigs, they like to slow it down and get it inside. Not these two.
Hunter Dickinson remains down. He's holding his right knee as Harris misses from outside the arc. And the officials blow the whistle. Dickinson still down. You see Mike Jones, his coach.
See if he can put some weight on that.
Not much. Another look.
Okay, Mobley brings it in. There's a spin move. Oh, he stepped on Hunter Dickinson's, looks like right ankle, and the knee seemed to buckle a little bit. Look at the right ankle get stepped on a little bit, but more so his right knee. It just buckled, and he grabs that knee.
Hunter Dickinson committed to Michigan December 20th. And hate to see that, especially just over a minute in. Ward down the baseline. Jordan Hawkins with the slam for DeMatha. Earl Timberlake the rebound. Committed to Miami. Timberlake down the lane, he floats it in. And a timeout for Rancho Christian. A nice spurt from DeMatha after the injury to Dickinson. Finkelstein.
Well, guys, Paul just said it. If Hunter Dickinson is out of the game, Earl Timberlake becomes the man. He's already their primary playmaker in the backcourt. And what you just saw is what he does best. He's an outstanding rebounder on the wing and someone who can start the break. He gets downhill as well as anyone else in the country. He's headed to Miami. Watch him for the rest of this one.
Elijah Hawkins catching and shooting. He buries the triple. By the way, no relation between Elijah and Jordan Hawkins. Jordan had the dunk earlier. Timberlake drive and kick. Jordan Hawkins splashes in the three. What a start for DeMatha.
Without Hunter Dickinson, they lose the size, the shot blocking ability, passing, but they're a little bit quicker all around. They seem to flow a little bit faster. Certainly they want him back in the game, and they need him. He's got ice on that right knee.
Yeah. You know how badly Dickinson wants to be on the floor. We saw him a month ago against Montfort. He relishes challenges like this. We've seen him in the summer with Team Takeover at the Peach Jam, winning the title a couple of years ago.
He's made great development, not only in his game, but on his body. You can see the frustration in his face.
Country, Evan Mobley, what is his ceiling?
It's really high. He oozes with natural ability and long-term upside in the game. He's a 7-footer with a 7'4" wingspan. Look at him in the open floor, the fluidness and the finish. What footwork. Can really pass the ball. He just made a beautiful cross-court pass a second ago. How about this one out of the double to his open teammate? He can see the floor and make the pass. And what really makes Evan Mobley special, the ability to put the ball on the deck from the top of the key, long strides, 1 or 2 steps. He is made for today's NBA game.
And Evan Mobley is our Buick Player Spotlight. Okay, I remember last year when he played with his brother Isaiah, of course, now at USC as a freshman. Isaiah said, I'm not joking, he can be a combination of Kevin Durant and Giannis. Is that fair in your estimation long term?
I would go poor man's on each.
Okay.
Kevin Garnett was the ultimate alpha dog, the ultimate competitor.
Durant.
I'm sorry, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a little alpha dog in him too when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, of course.
Not on the defensive end as much. But I think that's a good comparison, but a poor man's comparison. I like Ralph Sampson. I'm going all the way back to the 70s. A skilled big who can run the floor. He's got a face-up game, tremendous passer. I mean, he can handle it and pass it like a guard.
His dad, Eric, trained him as a point guard. That's the position he played at Portland. Dominic Harris, big-time scorer, puts it in for Rancho Christian.
That's hard to deal with. You're looking at 7'4" wingspan. If he can really be aggressive with that, it can make a difference.
Savvy move. Jason Moore, the 6'7" freshman, younger brother of Justin, who is now at Villanova.
Off the bounce. Look at that. Little pump fake, hesitation, gathers, clean, simple finish.
And basketball is Jason Moore's second sport. Oh, Mobley, the block shot. Jason Moore already offers from Michigan, Penn State, Maryland for football. He's a stud defensive end. Dominic Harris absorbing contact and finishing.
This is where Evan Mobley is special. Look at the block. Slaps it off the glass, leads to transition. He's got to do more of this all game long.
About a 6-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Timberlake, oh, nice pull up.
How about the balance by Earl Timberlake?
That's the call. Turning the corner. Turner, Mobley trying to tip it up. Ball is loose, and time runs out here in the first quarter. Rancho Christian shoots just 3 of 13 in that first quarter. DeMatha playing most of the first without Hunter Dickinson, but they have the lead. Jordan Hawkins rising high for DeMatha here in Springfield. The Stacks are up. You're watching the Spalding Hoophall Classic presented by East Bay. Basketball Hall of Fame across the way. We're at Springfield College here in Massachusetts. First of 4 games. Ted Emmerich, Paul Biancardi, and Adam Finkelstein with an update on one of DeMatha's stars.
Well, guys, I was over there with Hunter Dickinson. He went and saw the trainer, got it retaped, tried to run it off in the back hallway here. Was limping a little bit. I said, Hunter, you're going to go back in? He said, oh, yeah, absolutely. Clearly not 100%, still in some pain, but he's going to give it a go.
Great sign that he's in the game, can move.
Oh, an early touch against Mobley. Moving just fine.
Tell you what, that was a heck of a post-up for a guy who had ice on his knee a few minutes ago. Player, but very skilled and fundamentally sound below the rim. Watch this.
Dickinson. Oh, with the skill as well. A 3-ball for the big man.
But when you fade away, you move yourself off balance and out of line.
Dickinson, 7 quick points in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. So here is how he was injured.
Cut knees or got his leg stepped on. Then he comes back a few minutes later. He's back like Superman. The jump hook, wide open.
CPA.
He has to be the tallest student body president ever at DeMatha. Oh, great post.
Oh, now the slam from Hunter Dickinson. All 9 of his points here in the second quarter. Dickinson, catch and shoot. Catching, lays it in for Rancho Christian.
Yeah, they really like to play that conversion game in the state of California, Massachusetts as well. What a screen by Hunter Dickinson. That's another thing he could be great at.
And Elijah Hawkins finds him for the dunk.
The big man for DeMatha doing it inside with that jump hook. Little face-up open jump shot. Splashes that. He is dominating this game right now for DeMatha.
29-14, DeMatha on top. Hunter Dickinson, right knee injury just over a minute into the game, still grimacing during the timeout, but here in the second quarter doesn't seem to be affecting him that much.
Watch the post-up game, freeze it right there. Mobley and Dickinson inside, let it go. Now he's got him sealed, freeze it. He's making and maintaining contact. Mobley's got to get around this right now. He's got to release it and get in front. When he doesn't, run it. Look at the post-up. Throws it right in, no weak side help. That is the art of the post-up. Comfort, but the toughness to step back on the court, and then the skill, ability to be an impact.
8 to shoot, Earl Timberlake. Committed to Miami. Down to 2, do they realize time's running out? Tyrell Ward does, and he drops in the 3.
Ball moved, the shot became open.
Dominic Harris, he has had a rough first half. Evan Mobley with the stuff.
See, Mobley got that clean.
In the ACC, both games again also on the ESPN app, as Evan Mobley has another field goal, now 7 points for the top-ranked player in America.
Oh, facing up. He's got the length and the height. Are they going to put him inside?
Against Paul Smith, Mobley backing him down. He's got that touch on the interior.
You see, he caught it, gathered, and finished.
Donovan Miller misses it. Had a good look at the buzzer. That basket by Mobley brings Rancho Christian to within 10 at the break. DeMatha led by Hunter Dickinson and his 13 points, all coming in the second quarter, with a double-digit lead here at the Spalding Hoophall Classic. Rancho Christian in the dark gray. Elijah Hawkins, too strong. Offensive rebound, though, for DeMatha. Dickinson, the lefty. He puts it in for 2 more.
Look at the catch. The hands are already ready before the ball gets there. That's what big men have to do. They have to call for the ball either verbally, and Notre Dame recruited him the longest.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Brea, former DeMatha player, was on him since his freshman year.
Dominic Harris, the bucket and 1 for the Gonzaga signee.
Dominic Harris has a little bit of burst in his game. Nice pass by Mobley. Drives the closeout. Dickinson turns his body. All he has to do as a 7-footer is stand straight up, and he can jump straight up.
And I know you said a month ago you'd love to see him become a little more, just a little more fluid. That's pretty fluid right there.
Not with the skills.
Not with the skills,
not
just
with the
in
skills.
terms of movement. Hunter Dickinson committed the foul. That's his second. Evan Mobley is at the line. Well, we mentioned 3 guys who played here at the Hoophall Classic. Kevin Durant, one of them, Montrose Christian. Kyrie Irving, St. Pat's, now known as the Patrick School. Victor Oladipo, DeMatha alum, was here in 2010. Anthony Davis in 2011. The list goes on and on.
Best high school event in the nation is the Spalding Hoophall Classic. The nationally ranked teams, the talent, the coaches, the venue. It's a grand slam.
Ted Emmerich, along with ESPN's National Director of Recruiting, Paul Biancardi. Well, when you talk to DeMatha Catholic, you have to talk about Morgan Wooten, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest coaches, regardless of level, high school, college, or pro, to ever do it. We know Morgan Wooten's stamp is forever imprinted on the game. Of course, he has his own section at the Basketball Hall of Fame across the way here in Springfield, an absolute legend.
You think about all the great players he's coached. Don't forget, he impacted all those lives over 4 decades. A great teacher of the game, always gave his time. I remember as a young coach, I would always try to show up to the basketball clinics where Morgan Wooten was speaking. And if I could get 5 minutes with him after he spoke, he made me feel special. Always gave his time, Coach Wooten.
Way to Mike Jones, now the coach at DeMatha, has been there for 18 years, played for Morgan Wooten, late 80s, early 90s. Evan Mobley with the jam for Rancho Christian.
This is what we need more of, big fella. Take it in, drop it down. And a lot of people question his motor right time. This guy oozes with upside, and he is made for today's game.
There was talk to
woken up a little bit. Mobley seems to be more engaged.
Taking Dickinson off the dribble, draws the foul. Nice move by Evan Mobley there.
And that's all you want to see. Now, he doesn't force the issue. I really love that about his game, but he sizes up Dickinson, finds a little bit of space. When he gets older, he's going to come to maybe a jump stop on that and then kiss it off the glass. Right now, any contact can affect him. Average.
2-time gold medalist with Team USA, the under-17 and under-19 national teams. Development. Now the deflection by Mobley leads to the steal by Turner. Stevens. Offensive foul is called, I believe, and Stevens remains down along with Will Reynolds.
Bodies colliding, going strong to the basket. Taking it right on the chest. That's the way you teach your player to take the charge. You stand there, you take it. That hurts.
And did you see there, Reynolds, I believe. Dickinson inside, off the glass, counted with a foul.
In the middle of the paint, look where he finishes. Closer to the rim because he catches it, gathers, and lets his momentum take him to the basket as opposed to fading away.
20 points, not too bad considering he missed most of the first quarter after suffering that right knee injury. Turner scoops it in. Jordan Hawkins is trying to take a charge.
Yeah, Luke. So you know what that means? There's going to be a big line outside.
What means is the fire marshal is on call. Oh, Dickinson blocked. Goaltend. One official says count the basket. And with the foul, the basket does count. Dickinson a chance at 3.
Watch the hands. Dickinson, nice catch, gather, a little shot fake. Let's see when he goes up. Yep, it's on its way down.
Pinned it.
That ball hit the glass, was making its way down. It's an automatic basket. That means he should be touching it.
Turner off the curl. His first 3 today. Shot clock is dark. 5 seconds, Jordan Hawkins. Oh, friendly bounce over Turner. Final second, the heave by Harris, no. The bucket by Jordan Hawkins, extending the lead to 3 at the end of the third quarter. Well, coming up, we will be joined by a top 5 player in the country, Zaire Williams. You'll see him on the floor coming up with Sierra Canyon. You're watching the Spalding Hoophall Classic, presented by East Bay here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Ted Emmerich, Paul B. and Cardi, Adam Finkelstein, and Adam is joined by one of the stars of our next game.
I'm here with Zaire. Zaire, big game coming up. This is nothing new for you. The packed crowds. How has this season been for you guys?
You know, it's been a season of ups and downs. You know, we're just trying to get better every day and finish the season off with a state championship.
Now, I know you're trying to adjust to the incredible microscope you guys have been under, but your recruitment isn't over yet either, so you've still got a lot of coaches calling you. What's the latest in your process?
Just taking it day by day, you know, still have the same schools, nothing has changed, you know, and just my parents are helping me, just giving me a little guidance, but I'm just taking my time and just let it come to me.
All right, guys, stay tuned. Next, Zaire Williams and Sierra Canyon coming up on ESPNU.
1 Eastern against Paul VI. By the way, those schools for Zaire Williams: USC, Stanford, Arizona, Oregon, UCLA, North Carolina, and Duke. Top 5 talent in the country, Paul.
No question about it. Shoots the ball as well as anyone in the class. He's got size at 6'8". He's got skill level to put it on the deck for a couple of bounces. Long, athletic. Can really get his own shot.
1 overall, missed that 3. Timberlake carving into the lane. He lays it in, plus the foul.
Yeah, this guy just comes right at you. Puts it on the deck. That's right-handed. Finishes with the left. He's headed to play for Jim Larry.
So the Hurricanes were pretty low on his list among his finalists before he made that visit, as Mobley knocks in the jumper.
We don't get him in Florida. It's like saying you don't get snow in Boston.
Right. He said Jim Larinaga really connected with him and his family. That's what made the difference.
Nice.
Jordan Hawkins from the corner. Splashdown. A 3.
Right side, shot fake, high post, skip, one more. Then the knockdown. It's beautiful. This is what goes on in practice.
Evan Mobley, #1 in the country. Is it more because of upside and potential as Dickinson scores again for DeMatha? They're going to be put under the microscope more than anyone else.
All the time. And everybody wants more and expects more.
Earl Timberlake, fancy move for DeMatha, which has stretched the lead back to double digits.
The blow-by, straight line drive. See, one dribble, 2 steps from the three-point line. He recognizes, he reads, and he attacks. Guys can't make that pass. Evan Mobley just did.
Turner just didn't hit the shot. Harris in transition, blocked by Timberlake. But Turner, the trailer for 2.
They're all jumping for the ball. Nobody's putting their body on the offensive player.
Nice pass by Dickinson. And Donovan Miller cans the 3.
What passing instincts by Hunter Dickinson. Just like you draw it up in the clinic.
Oh, engulfed by Dickinson. Oh, now it's getting fun. Timberlake ahead to Jordan Hawkins. Jaden Byers to the rack, the layup plus the foul. And we've got a timeout. Byers will have a free throw after the break. Rancho Christian looking to make its final run. The Geico ESPN High School Basketball Showcase presented by Buick at the Spalding Hoophall Classic is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Buick, with a family of premium SUVs designed around you. And East Bay, your home for an unrivaled selection of athletic gear. USC, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Also a couple of blocks. Now, poked it away from Dickinson. Mobley in transition. He puts it in off the window. He wanted the foul to go with it. Has position against the undersized Chase Catchings, and he stuffs it for 2 more. 26 points for Hunter Dickinson. Point victory, and that's one of the more narrow margins of victory for Montford this season. Harris going to the rack. Timberlake got a big piece of it. A hard fall and a push-up. Earl Timberlake is just fine.
So that's how he gets that body. It's push-ups. I need to go do something in the hotel tonight. How about Timberlake getting back in it? The chase down, slap. Goes down hard. Thinking about it. Here we go. Little Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa. We do some push-ups. 21 draft. 2 NBA athletes. Green, an extreme shooter. Mobley, the big man with skill and shot blocking ability.
You mentioned Jalen Green, number 3 in the ESPN 100. The rankings update on Wednesday. Guy, not really. We love AB. Foul with 41 seconds. DeMatha up by 8.
During the game, their defense was up and down. They got to rebound better. And it just can't be Mobley. He's got 11. Yeah, maybe he can get 20. But other guys have to step up and help him rebound on the defensive end.
Harris slashing to the basket. Harris, an elite scorer in the high school game. Team up with Jalen Suggs and Julian Strother at Gonzaga, the so-called tricky trio. Spokane. DeMatha does have to put it up, but foul's called here. National stage, and especially against the #1 player in the country, and with the right knee injury a minute into this one, he has been fantastic.
This is his best performance. He's had some really good ones for team takeover. Putting him face up to shoot it, and then of course putting him on the block.
Layup by Jaden Byers in the final seconds for Rancho Christian. And that's a wrap. Game 1 of 4 today at the Spalding Hoophall Classic. Mike Jones and DeMatha victorious as Hunter Dickinson, the spearhead, 28 points and 6 rebounds. Our player of the game presented by East Bay. Going up against Evan Mobley, the #1 player in America. It's Dickinson who shines the brightest today.
Hunter Dickinson was fabulous. He put on an offensive clinic. Look at that post up. Deep, wide, with great hands. Catches it, goes right to the basket, doesn't waste time. How about the ball reversal? The catch it, throw opposite, leads to an open shot. And he gets his share of block shots as a 7-footer. He's got length, he's got reach. He was fabulous this afternoon for DeMatha Catholic.
All right, Hunter, you missed the entire first quarter after going down with a knee injury. I was over there with you. You were in a lot of pain, but you went to work in the next 3 quarters. Tell me about it.
My knee just slipped out real quick. I knew my teammates would hold it down for me. My trainer, when he just put some ice on it, and I knew I had to go out there and help my guys get this win.
Now, tell me about your approach going up against the #1 prospect in the country. Did you think this was an opportunity for you to prove something?
I mean, that's your guys' #1 prospect, so I just went in there. I mean, I feel like I'm better, so I went in there and attacked it, and I just played my game. My teammates really found me. They found me in great spots, and I just tried to capitalize on it.
All right, guys, he's the #1 prospect in his list, and he's the president of his class. Good job. Go join your teammates.
Thanks.
All right, guys, back to you.